Good evening, viewers. Good evening, viewers. Welcome to Saturday Sports on NCBN TT Television, where we talk sports every Saturday from 8 p.m. My name is Nigel Paul. I am your new host and a new face on NCBN TT Television Network. With me today, we have two athletes. So we're going to be talking boxing because I am a national athlete as well, a boxer. And I represent Trinidad for the last 9 going on 10 years in the form of boxing at the super heavyweight division. I'm the current super heavyweight champion, amateur champion for Trinidad and Tobago. So with me, we have two national athletes here as well, female boxers, that will be talking boxing today on the program. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. We have here Tianna Guy and Angel George joining us on the program today to talk about events coming up in boxing. So let's get straight into it. As for most of the viewers will know, we are teammates. We represent together. We travel together. So, kind of keep it light. Don't think I'm opening like Nigel, the talk show host. Just having a conversation. And I am just as nervous as you, I guess. So, Tianna, I'll start with you because I know you're more seasoned and doing TV interviews and whatnot. So tell us a bit about yourself for the viewers who probably haven't seen you, which I highly doubt because you're all over the place. Introduce yourself and tell us a bit about why you got involved in boxing.
My name is Tianna Guy. I am 27 years old. I got into boxing, I would say, at the end of 2017 into 2018. Originally started off to lose weight at Fine Line Fight Factory.
Yeah.
One thing led to another. Rhea Ramnarayan, she came up to me and said they want to form a women's national team if I would be interested. I said, why not? Doesn't make sense training boxing for a couple months and never got into ring fight. Did it. National champion, Caribbean champion, and boom, CAC qualifiers and CAC games and everything just took off from there. I didn't really come into the sport saying I want to be a world champion, I want to be an Olympian, I want to. That was nowhere in my agenda at the time.
I guess for me it's basically like the same thing. Seeing that boxing, we don't have like a big pool of athletes representing in boxing. From the time you step into the ring and you realize you have a certain level of talent that kind of push you to be, to represent. So Angel.
Hi.
Tell us a bit about yourself and how you got involved in boxing. What made you come to boxing life?
Well, my name is Angel George. I've been in boxing for the past year and 8 months.
Okay.
What made me came into boxing was actually for fitness. So I joined boxing for fitness. And my current coach, Doppel, he came to me and he saw something in me to ask me if I wanted to compete. I told him no. He said, well, continue to train, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how the thing will go. I said, all right, no problem, we'll see how it goes. And I just continually just showing up, training. He said, it have something in you. You have something in you there.
Yeah.
I said, well, let me see everything there. Let me continue. And apparently everything there. And here I am.
No, for me personally, since you started to train, I don't really down or hard on myself. I always think that I find people are more skilled than me in boxing. And watching you training, I see you throwing certain shots. I'm like, how Angel trainer already? And I hear a long time. So
trying to have fun.
For me personally, I kind of see your development over the years in terms of your technique and your dedication to the sport. Like firsthand, I can tell you, I really see you develop in the sport. So I'm going to go back to Tianna. Tianna, my next question, again, I kind of asking from also a personal point of view, so I'll know basically how to approach. What motivates you to stay in boxing? Because coming off of the recent Olympic qualifiers, and we're going to that in a bit, we have certain disappointments and we have certain, excitements and achievements in the sport. But what really motivates you to stay in boxing, keeps you there in the sport?
A number of things, but I guess based on the situation, it will determine which one is stronger at that time. Let me give you the list of things. I don't like to lose,
Right.
first of all. So I always think that I don't want my last performance or my last exit from the sport being on bad terms.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
put it that way.
Yeah.
That's one. Second thing is, I sacrificed a lot. I actually did a very hard and drastic career change from wanting to become a surgeon to into boxing. That is like very extreme.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate enough to have a family, especially my dad, which was super supportive of my drastic change.
Yeah.
He didn't like it, but he supported me and still continues to support me. So, in addition to not wanting to lose, I don't want that his efforts be put to waste. We have coaches as well that sacrifice a lot to get us to a particular level. I don't want to let them down. And then most importantly, have a lot of other young ones looking up for inspiration in different ways, in different aspects. And don't want to let them down. So it depends on what situation presents itself, which card will be the main reason why, okay, you can't stop now.
I understand where you're coming from, because again, as athletes, we really don't want to let anybody down. And then when you're placed in this position of being the number one female boxer in your respective division, and you know everybody looking on and that kind of vibe. So the fact that you don't want to let anybody down, and then me as well, my parents, because I stopped work to box, like I went full time into sports, so I catch where you're coming from with, you know, the support from your family and, you know, varying reasons. So
you don't really want to let them down, because he wouldn't say it, but my dad would be like, if I say I stop boxing, he'll be, all this I sacrifice. He will never tell me, but I know he'll be like,
I mean, like parents
all this
trying to support you as well.
Yeah, so
Angel, for you, what motivates you or keeps you in boxing, despite all the probably negative or failures at times? Like, what really keeps you coming back to the sport and pushing?
Let me be honest. You could say every week as always tell my teammates, why am I really here?
I know that.
Boxing is just a sport. I don't even think it's a sport, but it's a thing that tests your mental toughness. And what motivates me to stay in the sport, I should say, is my coaches and my family. Just knowing that I am actually somewhere where I always wanted to be.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be participating in a sport, but I didn't know it was in boxing. And the people around me, they have this mentality that they motivate me wherever direction I go. And I was honest with my colleagues as well as my team.
I was not waiting and say what happened to me. I was waiting for the opportunity to put up my hand and say, I hear colleagues and
my teammate, the other guy, you can say she helped me along the way. Motivation is a big thing with me, and they motivate me, they guide me, they uplift me. And that's something that I need to help with my mental toughness, especially in this sport.
All right. So as you touch on mental toughness, again, I would say the public or Trinidad on a whole doesn't really, I say it everywhere, they don't really know and understand what athletes go through. They just want you to win, and from the time you leave the shores of Trinidad and Tobago, you better win or you're not good. Like that's the consensus across the board, and it's something that we as athletes had to face and had to deal with. So, Tianna, I'll go to you first. How do you deal with, I wouldn't say explaining yourself, but dealing with the fact that people looking at you, you must win or you're not good? How does that play on your mental when you're going into the...
She laughing because she doesn't know before every event, and it'll be going through a whole... okay, you had to do this, you had to do this, you had to win, you had to this. But before I answer that, I was one of the persons as well that didn't understand what athletes go through until I was in the position. I remember a well-known female sprinter at the time. They had an article was being posted. This was years ago, before I even dreamed about getting into boxing. I remember looking at the article and I was saying, but what's so difficult? Just forget everything.
Yeah.
and just run. Like,
For
it's not so difficult.
Yep.
And then when I became an athlete and I realized, wow, this is a lot of pressure you put on yourself, because
Mental
it's
pressure.
like in case for boxers, that walk to the ring, you think about a lot of things. For me, I think about, first I try to hold on to think about the tactics.
Right.
What is the plan?
Going in, yeah. Try not to forget.
Try not to forget.
Yeah, yeah.
And then in between that is, remember, you know, a doubles man can give you a free doubles at time. No serious talk. No, I'm serious. Oh, you're laughing. I'm serious. You can't let him down.
Right.
A taxi driver get you.
Oh, like, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're afraid because...
Can't let them down.
Especially like when they train on the road and people see, hey, boxer, yeah.
What next?
So,
you had to win, and they're like,
yeah.
God, you can't let so and so down.
Very.
You can't let so. And then when you're lost, you're like, I let them know.
Yeah,
and then when you reach, you see all the messages, and no, you fight so good, I'm so proud of you. You see all the mixed responses and stuff like that. So at times, it's difficult to navigate with me knowing what to accept and what to reject. But I think even though I am more experienced in the sport than Angel, I rely on her for that a lot, because I will vent and say, Angel, so this and this and this and this and this. She'd be like, yeah, but for now, forget that. For now, ignore that. For now, focus on this, focus on that. So I think for my case, now that I have a female teammate, that kind of helps me level off with the expectations and disappointments and the waves here.
Keep you kind of grounded.
Kind of grounded,
yeah. And for real, because I can relate, because usually, like in the past, before the team was this big and let's start pushing more boxers, it used to be either me and Michael alone, or sometimes you go by yourself.
Yes.
And like from a female point of view, most of the time you move with a whole bunch of fellas. So I guess I get where you're coming from, where you have, you know, a female to talk to. So I believe it will help. So Angel, you, what? That's why I watch you there, right? For you, the mental side of it, how you deal with the mental side of boxing, you know, the gravity and the whole situation as an athlete.
Breathe. Breathe. Like something I always have in my head. Angel, breathe. Because when I don't do that, what will happen? I'll die. No, but honestly, that's all I do. Just take my time and just breathe. And as I always tell myself, it's just 3 rounds, 3 minutes per round.
So we the team, we just came back from the Olympic qualifiers, well, the last Olympic qualifier. I think you went to the one before.
Yes.
You didn't go to the last one. And again, kind of piggybacking off of the last question, seeing that we didn't have success because we this is the first time in like the last 3 Olympics we didn't have a boxer from the Caribbean, I think, representing at the Olympics, and you're moving forward into a world championship now. What's the mindset you're moving with forward into that competition? Start with you, Tianna.
So I sort of adopted this rule or way of life, as you want to say, called the Kaizen rule, which is a 1% rule. They're trying to make 1% improvement every time, every event. So I think that is I will use the tactic I've been going into most of my major events with, and I plan to go into World Championships with the same thing. Because in reality, we all want to win. And when we say work your way back, you want to win. What you need to do to win? Execute the tactics. And when you work your way back, in reality, to win, you just need to focus on making 1% improvements every time. So to take the pressure off of myself about, oh, you have to win and you have to do this, which hampers my performance, because we all know, when I go into that we have to win thing, tactics out the door, I don't hear everybody, heart rate going up, I'm fighting for my life. So, to prevent that, I try to, as I say, 1% improvement, focus on the tactics, focus on myself, my performance, and execute the tasks that I have at hand, and trust in the process. It sounds cliche, difficult to accept, but, trust in the process.
Is there about you?
Should we repeat the question?
Moving forward from the last tournament, we didn't qualify for the Olympics.
Yes.
Going into the World Championships, how you move into the World Championships now? With coming off of that?
Being a new athlete and being new to this, right now I'm just trying to prepare myself. I wasn't so sure how to do that. I wasn't so sure what was the requirement in order to do that. So right now I am following a strict strength and conditioning program, a strict diet. I'm trying to focus on my mental because that's something that's hampered me for the past competition that I was a part of. And like what I said, everything is new to me right now. So I'm just trying to be aware of what is the requirement to be successful in the in the competition.
All right. Well, I guess we'll go to the first break. So viewers, stay with us on Saturday Sports. When we come back, we'll be talking more of the Women's World Championships coming up. So stay tuned. We'll be back.
Nigel Paul.
Hi, I'm Jemima Joseph. And I'm Jovan Paul.
We are coming to a community near you. We're going to speak community talk. We want to hear your issues, your concerns, what will improve your community.
Look out for us. We'll be coming soon, Nigel and myself, to your community to hear in whatever way we can do to improve your environment, be it employment, infrastructure, anything to improve your living as well as our own.
Catch us on NCDN TV television for Community Talk.
I'm Steve David, and I'm your host. Today I talk football as usual, and I have with me Linda Bramble, welcome to the segment. Michael Ragnar, welcome to the segment. Mr. George Jefferson, George Anthony Clark, welcome to the segment. That's Dwight Delion. The president of the SSFL, Marie Gonzalez. Marie, welcome to the segment. Leroy Delion, welcome to the segment, Leroy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for tuning in every Tuesday night, and NCBNTT, thanks for the opportunity.
Welcome back, viewers. We're here with TNT's top 2 female boxers. If I do say so for myself, they are the best we have in Trinidad. I am Nigel Paul, your host on Saturday Sports. Welcome back. So we dive straight into upcoming events, Women's World Championship. Start with you again, Tianna. This is your how much attendance at a World Championship?
So I attended, I just want to call the countries. India, Russia, Turkey, India, 5th World Championship.
5th World Championship.
Because actually my first World Championship, they just threw me in there with 5 fights. So I don't remember much of it. I just remember landing in India. I left India. I don't remember much of the.
It was a blur.
It was like a blur. The fight was a blur. Everything was a blur. So I was So 5.
For Angel, you how much appearances?
I only participated in one world competition.
All right, nice.
This one will be the second.
All right, cool. So again for me, I have been to five as well, and for me, my 5th one is where I actually won the World Championship bronze. So again, people would look at the games that you go to, and I can tell you from experience, every single time you lose is worse. And for the life of me, again, you try to focus on what the coach is telling you, but then again, the noise will be so much sometimes that you're hearing people saying things and you're hearing people saying that, and just trying to deal with that. So, one thing I know that Trinidad struggled with in the past was like training camps and preparation towards the World Championship. So, Tianna, a bit about your preparation leading up to this World Championships.
So what I know that we have carded is we have a women's tournament in Poland, where after Poland we plan to stay there for a 2-week camp since Poland and Kazakhstan, because World Championship is in Kazakhstan, Astana, Kazakhstan. The climate is similar, time zone not too varying. Climatize there and head into the women's World Championship.
Nice. So Angel, training camps. How I know you attended a few. How has your preparation outside of Trinidad, because I know you're away from home, you're away from friends and family and that kind of vibe. And I know that's a big thing for you as well, being around your people and dealing with that, like being outside of Trinidad for long periods of time and training for boxing. How do you deal with that or handle that?
Being out there is like a movie. You never thought that these women were so strong and powerful and fast. It's like Wonder Woman movie itself. So just being in Trinidad, I'm not accustomed having that or being aware of how strong women actually are. I personally thinking I was the strongest woman in Trinidad. When someone feel my jab, I said, but experiencing that the jab is like 10 times worse than mine out there. It's I don't know if it's traumatizing, but it's new. It's new. It's new.
It's kind of fun to hear because you and all Tianna, at the beginning of the sport, this is how we feel. Right? So, I mean, dealing with it after a period of time, I'm not laughing because I can relate because, I mean, in Trinidad, it's the best in Trinidad. It's the best thing in the Caribbean. And you go out there, it's like, wait, hold on. I have men bigger. So, I fully understand where you're coming from. But, in terms of preparation home now, walk us through, I'll start with you first this time, walk us through your day, like from the time you wake up in the morning to the time you reach back in your house, a day of training or your week, or how does that training home, how does that
work? In training, what I normally do, I start off by going on the scale, which most athletes do. I follow the strength and conditioning plan, so the strength and conditioning plan that we are doing right now, it gives us a lot of rest days, or rest times, or longer rest period. So normally me and Tianna just link up together and go strength in the morning, which is like an hour and a half. Eat breakfast after, and in the middle of the day, probably meditation. Most of the time I meditate during the day, and then I go training in the afternoon. Training could be sparring, school combat, bag drills, things like that. The night, I normally go swimming or just relax, depending.
All right.
So throughout the whole day, it's either I'm busy or I'm sleeping because of rest. Rest is required.
I mean, people like to look at the glitz and the glamour athlete life, but I just tell people, athlete life so boring. Literally, off season, they get to do what you want. But once you have something coming up, it's almost robotic. You can't have no room for nothing else because when you're resting, you have to be resting. When you're working out, you have to be working out. And I know for you guys, you gotta maintain weight, right? So it's like people are like, being a boxer, so being a top athlete, so nah. Most of the time, we just either training or sleeping.
And one thing to add to that as well too is when you go to camp, I want to talk to you face the camera here. When you see us posting 10 to 15 seconds of funny stuff, that is the only laughing moment we have for the entire week.
That's true.
for the entire week, that was the one funny moment we had, and we hold on
You
to
had
that
hold on to it.
until the following week. So
Cherish it.
sometimes, am I lying?
You're
So
not lying.
sometimes people see this and be like, oh, they having such a
So-
grand
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And no, Angel said something for the 15 seconds. We laughed, we shared it, and everybody went back in the room depressed after because either the spirit didn't go how it went, they're tired. A bunch of some of the coaches wasn't pleased with the performance. So a lot of time people see stuff on social media and they think that this is what it's like every single day.
Yeah.
It's not.
And I guess for somebody naysayers too, they say you're slacking off and watch them out there having a good time. And at the end of the day, at least we're still human. Some people consider us superhuman. Because, not everybody can do what we do.
Correct.
And some of us make it look easy. Because sometimes when some people step into the ring with their gloves on their hand, they're like, nah, I good. One first punch, I good. No, which is right true. So, Tianna, in terms of, because we talk about sparring a lot. And I remember Aaron Prince. When I was now getting into the sport, and Aaron pulled me square, and he was like, "Are you enjoying boxing?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "You think you're good right now?" I was like, "I think alright." He said, "When you get good, nobody in Trinidad could want to fight you." And I was like, I mean, all we know Aaron, so I didn't really know him. At the point in time, I was like, okay. And I have lived to see that is so true. Because we literally have nobody at our level to work with in Trinidad. So when you're sparring at home, walk the people through how that process is done with you.
Well, my first sparring partner was Anthony Joseph, 2018. That was my only sparring partner for many years. Until Dupwell brought along, I ain't calling no names. At the time, she was the heaviest weight a woman could have possibly been.
Right.
Over 81 plus. She was strong. If you know an Angel came in, strong. So I'm 57 kg, 125 pounds, and I was moving around, and Dapper was like, I want you to do some work with her. So I'm like, with who? I'm not seeing. With Sean? He said, no. With her, she now start and stuff, and and she became my main sparring partner ever since. Sean is there as well, but most of us we work with.
But before Angel was just fellas.
Sean was the main one. I keep saying Sean because he was the one that.
Sean always there, Sean.
Yeah, he kind of the skills that I have now. I always attributed to him. With him working with me and developing certain things. Thankfully now, I don't have to say thankfully because it's still a big weight difference. Yeah. But Angel now is one of my main school combat sparring partners.
For you, right? I know when you started off boxing and sparring, even when they put me near you sometime, and you still, I don't know if you still do it. But I ain't hating now. When they call people, they say sorry. You still do that?
I do it in order to hit them again.
So wait. That was it?
No. Before I was actually sorry because I used to see that you always looking like if you always in pain.
Serious?
You're sorry, you're going to hurt, you're sorry. But now, I said sorry. Sorry. Like you're being so much shots in now.
I remember Angel. The person say, Paul, do some work with Angel. All right, no see. I said, don't be afraid to hit. All right, whap cuff. Sorry. So I was like you're really sorry or like
somebody she was working with, can't remember the person right now, somebody she was working with and she caught them at a flush punch, the entire head rolled back and she was like, sorry, you're good? I said, no Angel, don't do that.
So I asked you this because for me, coming up through the years, people always say, Paul, you're too soft. And you have to knock people out. Because I had multiple times in my career, I had people to knock out, and I was like, I don't want to knock them out. Like, the loser, they done lost. Why knock them out? So, I had to kind of work on building that killer instinct. For me, I wouldn't say sorry, but I wouldn't put you down. So, in terms of your like killer instinct with you, you think you're where you want to be? or you think you have more work to do in terms of your killer instinct?
Right now, I'm working on it.
Mm-hmm.
I could say that before boxing, I
Mhm.
probably had it because I was bombing by that. I was more aggressive because
Right, yeah,
I
yeah.
went through a traumatic event, mom
Mhm.
passed and things. I was more emotional and
Yeah,
aggressive towards that. But now, it is said due to that event, everything has changed. So I become more on the softer side,
Mm-hmm.
more emotional and things like that.
I tell people like for me, because like Paul, because I see something with me coming up. I like fighting. Like I was a violent youth man. You tell me something,
Yeah.
if you want to fight, let we fight. Like I too afraid to fight. But then when you come and enter boxing, that kind of shift. So in my mind, I saying I know how to hurt people now. Like if I get real mad,
Yeah.
I know how to hurt people now. So for me, I try to explain to the coaches, I don't want to go there because now I know how and where to hit. And then poured up well. Let's get cocksack up and so vex. He's like, you go in, you ring, switch it on, switch it off. So for me, that switch, that fine line switch, for me is what is kind of worrying. We think about that, Tianna, like to switch on that.
So when I started boxing, you would know,
Mhm.
I didn't have an issue with being aggressive. That
Right.
was me just, you know,
Mm-hmm.
by nature.
Right.
Fight. All I know is going forward. All I know, we're gonna see who stand up in the end. That
Right.
was so. As you know, knowledge, wisdom, tactics, different styles, this and that. I fell into I don't want to say a hole, but a space of thinking and analyzing, and I end up losing some of the aggression. So what it is, I informed the coaches was that I have an issue of balance. So if they want the aggression in boxing, it transfers to my entire life. So I just become aggressive all around.
Yeah.
So what happens is that after sparring days, my adrenaline is so high, my aggression is so high that for days I tend to be on
because
edge.
it's like to switch it off.
I have
Yeah.
issue with the switching off. Sometimes during school combat days, sparring days, the aggression
You speak.
picks up, but it's something we're working on as well. So I wouldn't say I have an issue bringing it out. I purposefully locked it away because I didn't know how to control it, and now I'm being forced to learn how to control it.
A lot of people in the public will say, "You're a boxer, let me fight now." And then I know the majority of us will joke and say, "Nah, I don't want to fight. You look like you beat me." I think that's the kind of play it off, palm it off. But sometimes some people will be serious. Like I want to fight you. I want to see what you have. And sometimes in your mind, like I should cuff you and knock you out. Like sometimes you just feel it, right? But so it's like what I'm trying to get at, the approach from random people, random strangers in the public. I'll ask you into and then we'll go to the break. Like when somebody again approach you in that sense, knowing that the mentality you had back then, where anything come, you take it, rush it.
Yeah.
As to now being a seasoned or somewhat of a seasoned fighter or a certain skill level, how you deal with that approach from randoms and
I laugh a lot. So when they approach me with that mentality, I just laugh, and due to my laughter, they feel very shame. I was always tell them, if you're serious, the gym located here and there, wherever the time. You could just come. It may not be me, but I know a bigger fellow who will give me some work. And when you come in.
All right. So we have to go to another break. So you will stay with us. We'll be back on Saturday Sports, talking boxing.
Hi, I am Nigel. Quote Me Today is your daily motivational segment to start your day right. Join me Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. right here on NCBN. Remember, wake up with a smile. Today is your day.
That's why when we testing, we just bet God when we jamming, we just jam down when we drinking, man is strong from hey, pop a bottle right now when we betting, we just bet God when we jamming, we just
Tobago Heritage, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on NCBN TT Television Network.
Change Talk TV, tell us boy better stay calm, be cool.
They give we a center, but foundation equipped, brother. Before you could say Raja, but look we deep with the furniture, and instead of we complaining, there's no chance for sitting. Everybody giving comment, and we cussing the government. But it's we who throw rubbish on the street. It's we who does litter up we beach. It's we who does the garbage bin. Drinks to go for when we bend it. And then it was we, rather than us do these things. It's we who does call the only some friends. It's we who does fuss and complain. But I say, it is we to blame.
Welcome back, viewers, to Sports Saturday Sports. We talk sports every Saturday at 8 p.m. here with two of the top female boxers in Trinidad and Tobago. We're having a nice, fun conversation, and we're gonna swing things a bit to the more personal side of you guys and your life. Feel free to answer.
Or not.
Or not. Right? I mean, I don't want to get too personal, but again, we want the public to know as much as permitted about you. Right? So, I guess my first question going to take is marital status. Are you single, married, engaged, otherwise, or what's going on?
That's some kind of
it's
that's
complicated.
No, it's like a trick question. They give us some loopholes there to escape.
Go ahead.
You ask for marital status. When you're writing government form, you just ask you single,
right,
married, divorced. I miss anyone?
No.
Right.
I think that's it.
So based on that, no, I'm not married.
Okay.
You later.
How about you?
I'll try not to follow you and say based on that, I'm divorced. But
not single.
Not single, not married, no divorce.
Okay. So you're not single.
You have to take it.
Oh, you
single,
said
not married, not
not
divorced.
single.
She's not single, she's not
She's not
married,
married,
but
but-
she's not divorced.
Okay. All right. I heights thing, but we catch it. Right? So again, trying to bring your personal life to the public again, not too deep. Outside of boxing, Angel, you have any hobbies that you do, or any hidden talents, that kind of vibe?
Yes, a few actually.
Yeah, I look very interested.
I want to hear them.
I love to dance.
Okay.
Entertainment is something that I always used to love to do it. Since I was growing up, we always used to do like a talent show where some of us home used to dance, sing,
I see
do random things.
the little one, that's a niece, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see she's been dancing
Yeah, she's
too.
a dancer now.
Yeah.
So I love to dance, I love to cook. Sewing was a passion until I was introduced to one of my friends who was a big seamstress, and I realized it's not something that I can't do. So I just stick with sewing sheets instead of showing, sewing other amazing stuff. So you can say these two simple things is something that I love to do.
Nice. Tianna, you? Any hidden talents outside of boxing?
I don't know. I think situations just bring them forth. Meaning, no example with the TTBA. I was kind of thrown into a position of being the assistant administrator, and then it was like, "Oh, you have a talent for that." So I'm like, "Okay." Some community work I was doing, had to do some graphic design stuff. It's like, you're actually not bad in this. I was like, "Oh, okay." So I would say my things I like to do reading, video games. I like playing video games, like listening to music.
Loudly.
Very loudly. And that's really.
Okay.
I like cooking. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you like cooking?
I'm not
sure. It's not if you like it,
sure
if people like your cooking.
No.
But I said,
know what I mean.
no, you see, you like cooking.
I know. I said, if it
Not
is,
sure.
I think I like to cook certain things.
Right.
So I like to try new cuisine. So
As we on cooking, because I have the next question, like favorite food. Like what's like when you leave Trinidad for a lengthy period, all we know, food all day doesn't be.
Yeah.
Just can't wait to come back, if not just for the food, like for real. Tianna, I watching Angel like you don't talk the same
no,
talk.
but
Right?
I don't want to mention a particular country, but if there was a country that me and Tianna was in, it was very depressing. Because every day I cried for food. I searched for food. And I get so fed up about wanting to look for a grocery instead of just searching for a restaurant.
So when you come back home, what was the first? Because me and Jerry and somebody else call it the reset button. Michael coined that phrase. We need a roti, and the roti is the reset button. Reset your taste gardens and everything. I think so. What's your reset food?
KFC.
God, was so supposed to prime them up first.
KFC.
It was a prime. To be able to get a sponsorship from them, it was a prime them up first.
Something.
Just drop the name just so.
Alright, something red, juicy,
right,
spicy.
Say that they come to the airport.
Say this. With it.
And then say it now.
KFC.
Right up there. But yeah.
I get you. My girl call. I'm gonna say my girl call.
But
We
I
heard
Trinidad KFC.
Trinidad KFC. Right.
You know, fun fact, actually, the other country I went to that KFC was
Colombia.
no, Morocco.
Oh yeah,
Morocco KFC was.
I know the man to ask about that is Cox.
That's how I know, because he
Cox will actually make that thing. He
don't listen. I tell him that every country this man goes to,
He's find like
first thing he on the map is KFC. You just see how it
I should have made that thing for you. But what about you, Tianna?
I'll say KFC. Because the first things that come to the doors, KFC is smelly. It is.
That scent is very distinguished.
I need a roti, like for real. I need a roti.
We will get a KFC sponsorship here.
I'm on my bad.
You see, I'm right. We'll get a KFC talking about roti.
I think
so KFC, yes. KFC sponsorship here. But no, but roti, yeah, all that too.
Okay, much fun. So, alright, nice. So, I mean, as we're talking like more personal stuff, right? So, being a man in boxing, I have physically very little to worry about. I just need to be healthy and ready. But I know, I mean, being a female or a lady, you all have that time of every month that you'll have to worry about or take into consideration. How does that play into you as an athlete and competition?
I really want me to go first. I'll go first.
I know you
Why you say that? Because I told man?
Yes.
I hope you know that.
So for me, it is very difficult to deal with. There are many times, especially Commonwealth Games, I had to go to the medical team because it lasted for an entire month and nobody knew why. I was in excruciating pain and I had to fight with the pain. Another serious situation happened was right before Pan Am Games. I went to a tournament in Poland. And it came the night before the tournament. But it came so bad, I actually passed out in my hotel room due to the amount of pain. My body couldn't function. I dropped way below the weight because food wasn't staying, water wasn't staying. So about a day or two, I didn't drink water or anything. And I had to go and fight the following day. So those are the stuff that sometimes people don't really know. And it's very difficult to make a post like that on social media. Hey guys, I had a very bad, so the performance, so, it's stuff that people don't really know about. Training as well. Well, I'm sure a lot of the team know that have some instances in training I really can't make. I just try my best to push through and fight. And then some days it's just, my body just can't make. That's me.
What you enjoy?
I don't want to say I overdose myself, but I use a lot of painkillers and Panadol. Fun fact, most of the time when I do compete, it happens.
That's because of the stress, right? I mean, because sometimes it could. I feel that's
well, stress is one of the few reasons why it comes early or it comes after.
Because I know the environment sometimes you worry.
Change environment does affect it too.
Yeah, and due to how most of the fights most of the time that I have to fight, I have to cut weight. So that interfere with that. That's why it comes down and it interfere with me. So most of the time I feel weak, dizzy, headache, and everything gets painful. So
and the thing about it is, right, these are the things that athletes go through that people are ignoring. And then wanna call you all kind of thing and say all kind, but again, like for a female boxer, you gotta factor in these things.
I think after my fight in Poland, somebody called me and was like, that was one of your worst performances I saw. You look so weak, you look so this. I just said, okay. Because I didn't know if I go down the whole list, I pass out at this, at that. I think it was so bad, Cox himself got worried because I think there was a morning he called to see how I was doing and I was in the process of throwing up. And I said, I can't make it. I said, I don't know where you're going to find it, but get the strongest painkillers you could find. And after 5 minutes, I find that, it didn't arrive on time. So I went downstairs and I said, if today, he is having breakfast before he goes for those painkillers, I will get put out this hotel because I'm making a scene. But right when I went downstairs, he come and all my eyes was white on the inside, pale, and looked really, 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 really bad. So when I got the messages, that fight was so horrible, you didn't look, I didn't lose by much, but everyone's like, you look so weak, and you didn't do this, and you didn't do that. I was just like,
So as you on the coaches, right? Here mentioned Cox. For me, the athlete and the coach relationship had to be again on par, and you all have to be on the same level heading into a tournament at this magnitude. I can personally remember for me in the World Championships, where I won my medal, the second round, I think was Turkey. That was the round to advance to the medal round. I think I was losing, and honestly, my mind was outside, like out. I was just there, and Cox and Doppel with some hard slap. And Cox with the talk really kind of snapped me back into the fight, and I went out into the ring, and it was basically flawless victory at that point. So in terms of relationship with the coach, I'll come back to you because right in terms of relationship with the coach, touch on that a little bit in terms of, I know Doppel is your actual, he's the assistant head coach of the national team, but he's your personal coach as well. So touch on that relationship between you and Doppel.
The relationship that me and, let's call him Baba. Coach
Baba.
Me and Baba, we have a very good and close relationship because he's the one who, I don't want to say introduced me to boxing, but brought out that side of me. And I try to give him as much as feedback that I could, much feedback that I could give him.
Tiara, stop.
Why now? Because when you go ahead. But I don't get the slap, but I get a lot of talks. a lot of talks,
Yeah,
and he tried to motivate me, but like I said, during the fights and things like that, honestly, his voice is the only voice I hear. But due to how I prepare for the fights, I may not do the things that he wants me to do. Or sometimes, like right now, we're trying to build more of a stronger trust, because I have a problem of listening.
All of
So
us.
he will say, jab, and I will say, no, the girl coming. I will be wrong for it. I explain to him, Papa, the girl is strong. And he's like, you strong too? You went him back too? But I don't listen to what he actually says. And I try to tell him what actually happening and not taking the information that he's actually giving me. But the relationship that I have with Baba is very, you can say, we have a good understanding. However, with Cox now, Cox and I is now more working together more often, because the strength and conditioning plan that we working with, you could say that he more or less overseeing that. So I'm more or less had to give him the feedback now. So with Cox now, we more or less tuning in the technical side of technical and tactical side of boxing. So we will see how what took place in Worlds with that. But you going back?
Yeah.
Jump the can't think.
I will give a call for that Tianna. I want you. Relationship with the coaches.
So, I as well have an issue of listening. It's not of a fact of, how to put it? Let me quote Baba. I have to learn to trust the coaches more. I think I have a trust issue. So I exhibit the same thing that she is saying, but for different reasons. So let's say the coaches say jab. In my mind, I'll be like, is that really the best thing to do? Like, no, maybe I should try a right hand instead. I feel like the right hand will. So I receive I hear the information, but that trust thing is something I'm still working on. I started off, as I said, with Fine Line and up on the national team. Started working with Cox. We have our ups and downs because of his very strong personality. At times.
Yes.
That's the best way to put it.
Well said.
But for me personally, I consider that I have two personal coaches. When people say, oh, Cox is your coach, I'll be like, Cox and Baba. Because there are times when sometimes things, the way Baba will explain something, I catch it, I understand it, or, we connect in that way. So, as always, every relationship could get better, could get stronger. So, that is something I'm working on in training, trying to go when they say go. So, in the fight, I won't think too much on why they say go.
Think twice, just go.
Just already build that trust in listening and, that kind of thing. I think that's something all athletes struggle with.
Yeah, I mean, especially in fighting, you're fighting. So sometimes you're hearing what the coach saying, but I wonder if this man sure, but because again, real hard lash. So I mean, being an athlete, a boxer myself, I understand.
And for me, if you tell me do something and I get hit very hard, best believe
it'll be
I doing it again.
So, but for me, I tell people on some of the other interviews I have been on and whatever, I believe we have, and evidently so, some of the best coaches in the world in Cox and Duckwell. I genuinely believe that. Because like, Paul, why don't you go so and train? And Paul was like, yo, I believe that Cox and Duckwell are world standard. And again, it's evident in the fact that I brought back home a world championship medal. So it's not that you should go and get training outside the country. All other options. But we have good and up to standard and up to par coaches here in Trinidad, in my opinion. So which is why I haven't hardly take or grab the opportunity too much to fly out and train or just leave Trinidad and train, because I believe that we have good coaches here. So I want to do something a little fun before we wrap, because we are swiftly coming to the end of this edition of Saturday Sports. So I want to do something fun. So I'm playing a game. Well, Angel have you laughing the whole time, so I guess this is even more hilarious, right? So I want y'all to tell me the first thing that come to mind with whatever word I say. And I guess you all know that game.
That's now.
Uh-huh.
Don't say you.
The absolute first thing.
Give it a little second. Give it a little second.
Make it PG.
Give it a little second.
Right? So I'm going back and forth. So I'll ask Angel then you, right? So the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word. Right? You can't keep it within the word. When you hear the word. Angel. So all right, quickly. Fight.
Defend.
Nice. Ring.
Fight.
Alright. Blood.
Whoa.
Wow. Glove.
So that's not. I'll get my next one.
I'll get next one?
Yeah, 3 things pop in my head.
Well, tell me the first one.
Cups, hand pads. that.
Angel, you tournament.
Competition.
Alright. Buy.
Happy.
Happy.
Right? Oh, yeah. Bye.
Thank you.
Referee.
Oh, God.
Stoops.
Oh, you can edit that, please.
Do lesson referees.
Edit that, please edit that. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Bell.
Time.
Whistle.
Stop.
Yeah, whistle, you think stop?
Yeah, Baba said, stop.
Alright. Well, you say hand pad already, so I can't say that. So I
Cups will be the next thing.
yeah. Coach.
Cups. Hand pad.
Weight.
Never 75 kg.
I sure comes up by what you said. Skill.
Wait.
Skill weight, alright.
You want me to ask you now?
Yes.
Ask me.
Yeah.
You don't have much time. I'll take a couple.
30 seconds.
Go ahead.
You go first.
Box.
Fight.
Go again.
Move your head.
No.
Go ahead.
Jabba.
Slow. I don't know every song is slow.
Move.
Let me get one now.
Pain.
I get a word. Speed.
Not me. That's the first thing. Alright. Well, ladies, thanks for coming on to the show. It was real fun, Angel, even though you say I was nervous, because I was nervous, we make it real fun. The conversation was nice. I am sure that the viewing public appreciates this time we spent together talking. So very quickly, Tianna, any closing words, and Angel, you afterwards.
First of all, well, thank you for having us here, for allowing us to, highlight to the public what we have coming up. Thanks to everyone who have supported me on the, journey trying to qualify for Paris Olympics. Good luck to the athletes that have qualified. We're going to be rooting, watching, supporting. And stay tuned for, what's next.
Angel?
Don't be afraid to join the sport. There are many boxing sports around Trinidad and Tobago. Just take the first step and start.
After we say all that and hard and this and wait and come to the sport.
No, it's nice.
It really is nice.
So that brings us to the end of this episode of Saturday Sports. My name is Nigel Paul. We are on NBCN TT Television every Saturday at 8 p.m. This Saturday and every Saturday, join us for sports and everything in and around sports in Trinidad and Tobago, and sometimes we will, I guess. So I will see you next time.